Nas X comes out with his blasphemous new song, J. Christ, and we're going to react to that today and more on Speechless. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Speechless. I'm your host, Phares, 23-year-old conservative college graduate, host of Speechless on Cities 92.9 and other radio stations. And obviously, I can't necessarily fit everything into my radio shows, and so I also bring it to you guys on YouTube. This might make it onto the radio, we'll see, but it's right here on YouTube, and to make sure you don't miss a minute of it, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment what you think, all that fun stuff, and let's get right on into it. Last week, I covered the story about Lil Nas X, and he was coming out with this new song, J. Christ, in which on Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter, he posted this picture of him hanging on the cross, crucified, and as if he was basically Jesus Christ. And many people came out and said he was blasphemous and making fun of Christianity, to which he said, no, everybody, I'm not making fun of Christianity. I'm really embracing being a Christian. I can still, as he would say, get on my knees for two reasons. Not just pray. Of course, Lil Nas X is the gay rapper, and so very, very interesting takes from him, especially considering the fact that in the Bible, being gay is wrong, objectively. But he came out with this new song, J. Christ. The song has officially been released, and let's play a little bit of it, and let's talk about it a bit. So here is a bit of J. Christ. We'll go through pretty much the whole song and talk about it. So let's get going with that here.
Yeah, bust down chain that was 30 bins.
Okay, so let's start off here. So the man who claims to be the born-again Christian starts off this wearing like a dress, a white dress, holding a cross, okay, has a type of halo on, and a necklace that seems to say sexy. Sexy, yes, very interesting. Doesn't seem particularly Christian to me, but, and also had multiple curse words since the beginning of this song. I'll likely cut a lot of those out, but yeah, so very, 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 very Christian of you, Lil Nas X.
Bust down wrist, that's my bust down 30-inch. Walk up in the club, pop it like it was double mint. Looking for a 10, we only settle when it's settlements. Let them slide, yeah. Wasn't quiet, yeah. Now I'm applied, yeah. I'm finna take it high, yeah. Okay, let them slide, yeah. That's
now he is, just so you guys know, if you're just listening to this and not even seeing it, Lil Nas X is now actually in a version of hell. There was a stripper pole that led him down there, so very interesting. And there are severed human body parts in a bowl. And he also seems to be in a comparable set of dress/lingerie that is more depicting of the devil. Interesting.
it wasn't quiet, yeah. Tell him come outside, baby. We ain't tryna hide. I'm out, alright. You know when I'm back, it's all for take. You know that I'm ready for everything. You know how I play, it's all for chaos. Is he up to something only I know? Is he about to hit him with the I know? Is he about to give him something I roll? Is he about to hit him with the I know? Which way that we going? This way. Took him to the...
So now we're about to get into the point where you could see that Lil Nas X is actually crucified on the cross. Seems to be depicting himself as some level of Jesus. And I got to be honest, here's the thing about this whole song. So far, I can't tell you at all what it's about. I have the lyrics on screen as I'm recording this. And I can't tell you what any of this is about. It's practically mumbling and a lot of stupidity. Like, there's no relevant... Like, let's even look at this line right here. Tell me what this line means in the comments of this, please. Took him to the telly, and I told him it's a dizzy. What does that mean? I don't like take the whole like blasphemy and the fact that this has nothing actually to do with Christianity whatsoever besides the video, in which he also has Jesus dunking on the devil. The devil is wearing Lil Nas X's devil shoes though, but took him to the telly and told him it's a dizzy. Now I'm willing to put money that telly does not mean church and dizzy does not mean blood of Christ or like anything genuinely Christian. Because if it did, this line would make sense. It would mean took him to the church and told them to drink the blood of Christ or something. That would make sense. But I don't think took him to the telly, I told him it's a dizzy means that. And now he's getting crucified, not to mention the fact that he was also in a cheerleader's outfit. And it just, how this has to do with Christianity, I have no idea. But I guess we'll finish off the video.
Telling and I told him it's a Disney. Turn up, baby, we gon' have to check out that like 6A. Really, it's a Disney, but your Uber on a Wednesday. Back up at the grave site. Like J Christ, I'm gonna get the gays hype. I'm gonna take it gay hype. Back up at the grave site. Like J Christ, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it gay hype. I'm out, I pray. You know when I'm back. It's all for take. You know that I'm ready for everything.
And now he's apparently Noah with Noah's Ark. And so honestly, I'm done with this. There's no more need to go through any more of this video. There's absolutely none. And so, because here's what I could tell you is going on. What is obviously going on in this video is this is a man who has never once actually read the Bible in any way. And he claims that he is not making fun of Christianity by any way. But the fact is whether or not he really has an intention to, he is. I don't believe that Lil Nas X actually knows anything about, like he might have heard of what Noah's Ark is at one point. He might have. But he never actually did any digging into who Jesus Christ is or what he actually means. No, he knew that if he came out with this, he had done a whole thing praising the devil, kind of, in his other song. And so he was like, oh, I'm going to go to the other side because I saw how much publicity I got for that. And I know I'm going to have people out there in the comments that are going to be like, well, Kevin, aren't you giving him exactly what he wants? I guess kind of. He's achieving his goal. But I think it's important to call it out. All he is doing is he is using Christ and the imagery for his own gain, for publicity. He even shows it in the video that I just showed. He shows how it goes from him to breaking news. He also shows how it's him dressed in like this white regalia as if he's almost like some kind of Christian figure, and he's getting all these pictures taken of him. This is about vanity for him. This is about him pushing himself forward through the marketing that he knows this will cause some levels of controversy and issue in the media. That's really what it's about for him. And in a way, that is a work of the devil. That is a work of the devil. He's spreading the idea of having no idea what you're talking about by any means, but pretending like it's some version of a Christian conversation, which by no means is it. That's Lil Nas X for you. He is a grifter, honestly, and that's a nice thing to say about him. But on my last video that I did talking about this, I got a long comment from somebody, and when I do get long comments, I do want to address them. And so I'm bringing it up on screen here, but I'll read through it a little bit if you can't see that close. Hey, Kevin, I think there's a lot of good points that you make in your video, but they need to be addressed. I would first like to turn your attention to the person you are speaking about. Lil Nas X is a black and an openly homosexual man. And I'm sure a lot more things that turned him into making content like this, but those are the two I believe are the most important for this discussion. He is also very clearly interested in religion, and it seems Christianity more specifically. However, because of those first two facts about him, he has more than likely been an outcast from the church and criticized for those things. Pause. Okay, being black and gay. Those are the two things that he said have led him to be outcasted from the church. Here's the thing. Have you ever been to a black church? Look, I went to a gospel service down in Savannah, Georgia last year. Predominantly black people performing as well as in the room. Very Christly individuals. A black Baptist church, check it out. Very Christly and very accepting of pretty much anybody. Very fun, it's lively, and it's all about celebrating Christ. So it's not about that. And as for the homosexual one, yes, I'm sure that there's been some level of outcast in the church. When Leviticus 18:22 says, "A man shall not lay with a man as he does a woman. If he does, it is an abomination." It's pretty apparent that the Christian faith does not allow for homosexuality. But let's keep going. He more than likely uses these demonic images, which are neither Christian nor biblical. They are. To an extent, the devil is described in the Bible, but okay. Neither Christian nor biblical, as a way to get more attention on the internet, because we all know making people outraged is the most effective way to get views. I agree with that. Thank you. That is pretty much exactly what I just said. As well as these things have more than likely been said about him only because of who he is. I would not say it's only because of who he is. When you go out and you make videos and content that are purposefully just honestly mocking, it is a mockery of Christianity because it's reducing it to the most commercial form for your own self-advancement. That is a mockery of it. And so it's not because of who he is. It's because of the actions he's done. He also says there is a much deeper conversation that can be had about these things, but I would suggest taking a moment to understand to the viewpoint of other people and following the rule, may he who is without sin cast the first stone, without in the same breath saying his sexuality is worse than anything you could do. Okay, here's the other thing. Yes, he who is without sin cast the first stone. Lil Nas X could turn his life around tomorrow, and just as I said in my last video, I absolutely hope he does. I am a sinner. I am absolutely a sinner. But here's the thing, is when it comes to my sin, I am not openly going out into the public sphere and broadcasting my sin and also begging everybody to accept it. I have a healthy level of shame for my sin, for which I also repent for. Lil Nas X, on the other hand, openly embraces it and acts as if he can do no wrong. He absolutely can do wrong. In fact, he has. And so, yes, who am I to judge? You're right. But in terms of telling you the facts and giving a general opinion on it, I'm going to do that. May he who is without sin cast the first stone. I absolutely do believe that. And as I said, I'll call out sin. That's a duty of believers in Christ, to call out sin. When somebody openly engages in it and applauds it and has pride in it, yes, I will call it out. But if that person wanted to come to Christ and I was the person that could do it, I absolutely would help him. And so if Lil Nas X wants to come to Christ and he wants me to help him with it, I absolutely will. Now, he also says, if a greedy man finds Jesus and begins giving money to the church, but still indulges in greedful activities, does that make him any less of a Christian? Now, again, this is not about necessarily how much of a Christian you are. I'm not playing a game in which we're counting the pennies of which you're a Christian. And so it doesn't necessarily make him less of a Christian. However, it does make him turning away from Christ in some way. I mean, if he continues to be greedy, but if he's also giving money to the church, that also shows that he's not necessarily indulging in said greed that he was before. So that premise, the entire premise of this, if a greedy man finds Jesus and begins giving money to the church, but still indulges in greedful activities, no, he's not. By giving money to the church, he himself is not necessarily acting in greedful activities. This hypothetical doesn't necessarily make total sense because the former contradicts the latter. So that's what I would say about that one. But Slate Smash, that's who commented this. I do appreciate the comment, and I thank you for viewing and taking what I say critically and also questioning me. I really do like that. And you guys can all pretty much question me if you would like to. All you got to do is comment right below. And if you take a lot of time and put a lot of thought into it on my YouTube channel, then I absolutely will bring it on screen and I'll talk about it. And I'll give you a shout out. Go check out @the Slate Smash. I don't know any of his content, but thank you for the comment. I really do appreciate it. And everybody, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment what you think, share it with your friends, all that fun stuff. And until next time, you have been watching Speechless. God bless you. God bless America.